Are you trying to lose weight? I want to share my own struggles and successes on losing weight from 100 kilos to currently 76 kilos. This is how I lost my 24 kilos. I was 100 kilos for a long time, maybe around 30 years back. And at that time, one day I woke up to the fact that I had added a lot of weight and I needed to lose it. So, what's the first step? I have always been trained to first create a goal, and I told myself that I will reach 76, and I had put some timelines. Of course, I missed all those timelines, but it's okay. But I put a goal that I will reach 76 as my interim weight. That's not my final weight. After putting a goal, the next thing obviously do is to what's your plan, what's your strategy. In my much younger days, I used to do a lot of gymming and mostly weight training, and had stopped all that. So one of my first go-to thing was to go back and start doing weight training. So I started doing weight training, but I didn't like too much of aerobics and treadmill and running and jogging. So I wasn't doing that too much, but weight training, because I didn't have any coach at that time. But I did follow many different diets. One of them, which actually helped me a lot at that time, was the Atkins diet. For those of you who don't know what's Atkins diet, it's a diet where your meal, your food intake is primarily protein. Okay, so it's easier for a non-vegetarian guy, but for a vegetarian guy, you need to really search for dals and other things which have protein, but it also has a lot of carbs. But if you want 95% of your food intake to be protein and the rest to be mostly fat, then animal meat is the best source. Actually tell you that in the next 10 years, it took me a long time. Next 10 years, I actually managed to come down from 100 and lose about 20 kilos to about 82 kgs. And 82 kgs is where I got stuck. The other problem I realized is being on an Indian diet, you can't really practice Atkins too much. It's wherever you go, our diet is a fairly balanced diet. It has got a mix of carbs and fat and everything. So it's so difficult to be on a protein only diet. So I had to give it up. And though I didn't see any side effects as are being mentioned in many places, and maybe because I was young, but I am told that it can have adverse effect on your kidneys, etc. And also your skin, because you don't take too much fat, and your energy levels could be at risk because there is no carbs to burn. And one thing I realized, if you can mix Atkins with a little bit of carbs like banana, etc., which can give you potassium, and of course you need to drink a lot of water. Okay, so then it's a very effective way of losing your body weight very fast. Okay, so that's one learning from that period. 82 kgs, I got stuck. Okay, and this was about 20 years back. It just plateaued. Okay, one of the things about exercise and burning through exercise, I realized is that our body is pretty smart, and there is this whole metabolic balance that it does. Okay, so the moment it finds that you are exercising more or you're eating less, it moves the point from which it starts burning, it moves it down, so that it adjusts to the new level, and then it stops burning body fat. Okay, it has adjusted its burn point. So there comes a stage where you start plateauing, and you need to start thinking what new. Here are some of the things I did at that time, and I'm just sharing without being prescriptive. I'm just sharing what worked for me. So I decided to stop alcohol completely. Okay, so that was maybe about 10-15 years back. So I just stopped alcohol more or less. It didn't happen one fine day. It got tapered, and then about 10 years back just stopped it completely. That helped a lot, not just because of the alcohol, but because of the other things you eat when you actually having a drink or you're at a party and there are a lot of other stuff. You don't focus on the other stuff, and also because this is alcohol which is going in, there is something else you eat to neutralize it, okay, inside your stomach. So it not necessarily the good stuff. Okay, so maybe alcohol by itself is not the bad guy, or at least some of them, but what goes along with that causes a lot of weight gain. 20 years back is to completely stop sugar. Completely. Sugar as in white form, in the refined form. So nothing which I took had sugar in it. Completely zero. I could probably have something with jaggery. I was having fruits, but nothing with sugar. It was a huge impact, because earlier I remember times of festivals like Diwali, I used to suddenly gain a lot of weight because I used to gorge on sweets, and now I didn't. Zero, no sweets. Of course, I tried to balance my diet more, not just Atkins, but bring other things into it in a minimum quantity. Moderation was another thing which I practiced, that not to overeat and eat all the time. So from 82, after I started all this, it started moving down till about 3-4 years back, where it came to 76 kgs. So from 100 it was a 24 kg drop. Now it's stuck at 76 for the last 3-4 years, and I need to do something else. First is, what is my new goal? Okay, and how do you set these goals? There is a good ratio of your height to your weight. Okay, this is recommended by doctors and researchers and nutritionists. So go to the Google and put your current height, and it will tell you what should be your ideal weight. So for me, the ideal weight is 72. So I need to lose 4 kilos more. So what's my new game plan? So what am I going to do? Again, first thing really is for me is the balanced diet. And in this diet, what I'm doing now is more of fat, moderate carbs, and moderate proteins. So I have sort of changed the mix to be fat dominant. And I've done a lot of research on this, a lot of studies on this, and it works beautifully for me. And the fat that I take are also not the vegetable oil kind. Okay, so I'm in fact completely stopping vegetable oil. I shifted to coconut oil, olive oil, ghee, and butter as another source of fat. Of course, animal fats, okay, is also okay, but no vegetable oils, okay, no seed oils really. The other thing is to stick to 3 meals and at sometimes a 4th meal, but nothing in between, no snacking. That's another discipline I have pushed myself into, and it sort of helps a lot. It's difficult in the beginning because you're fasting and you're not used to fasting between meals like this, and it's a little difficult, but after some time you will get used to it. The third thing is the dinner that I have is so miserly. It's just a namesake dinner. There is hardly any carbs there. I either have cheese or some fish or something like that, and that's all. It's like they say, have a dinner like a pauper. So that's another thing, and that really helps. Timing. I've started practicing timing of eating. Ideally, I try to finish dinner by 8 p.m. There are times when you go out and you're with friends and you eat out and you can't do anything. Okay, but that's the exception. That's fine. But most of the time, this is what I'm trying to do as a schedule. keeping myself hydrated a lot. Okay, I drink a lot of water, and making sure that it's not just once too much, but in regular intervals keep drinking water. From an exercise, while weight training I continue to do moderately, but as I'm increasing my walks and more. Okay, so this is work in progress. I'm not there yet, but I want to increase that quite significantly and make that a big part of my exercise regime. Finally, the one which I'm really struggling to get a handle on, though I'm improving a little on that, is sleep. And not just the quantity of sleep, but when I sleep. So I want to sleep as early as possible and get my 8 hours. Okay, plays a big role in your fat balance of your body, because if your body is struggling for sleep, it then slows down your metabolism. It tries to conserve your burning, fat burning, and you will see that you will add weight. Let's see by when I reach my target, because I will reach, but by when I'll reach my target of 72 kgs, and I will definitely inform you when I do that. But these were my struggles, my tips, what worked, what didn't work for me, and this worked for me. It may or may not work for you, but it's worth trying some of them, especially as this festival season is coming and everybody is trying to lose weight. See if you find anything useful in this. Till next time, stay unstoppable.